Hey, what's up everyone? Tim here from Everyday Tactical Vids. We have a new light coming to you from Olight. This is the Perrin. It is one of the flashlights that can be converted into a headlamp as well. As you can see, it's oriented a little bit differently. Instead of you pressing a button here and the light coming out from the top, you're going to be holding it like this vertically, and the light's coming out, I guess, from the side compared to your standard flashlight. You can see it's in this very cool kind of a royal blue color. I'm not sure if it's going to come in other colors as well, but these are brand new, so we'll see what they have immediately and then in the future as well. You're probably aware that Olight is putting out a lot of different colors. I'm looking right here on my table in the studio. I've got an orange, a red, a green, a titanium, which is gray. I've got some dark earth, so lots of different options from Olight. So let me give you a quick rundown on the details as far as this light. So like I said, it's going to be both an EDC light with the clip there, and then you could take the clip off and then use it as a headlamp. As far as your outputs, I'll flip this over and give you the rundown. You can read along if you want to. Turbo is 2,000 lumens. That's going to run for 2.5 minutes. That drop down to 800 lumens for 160 minutes. Your high is 500 lumens for 4 hours. Medium 120 lumens for 15 hours. Your low is 30 lumens for 47.5 hours. And then the Moonlight is 5 lumens for 10 days. As is true for most Olights, it's going to be IPX8 rated down to 2 meters and then drop resistant to 1.5 meters. As far as your size, 4.41 inches by 1.02 inches, and that is 112 by 26 millimeters. So I'll take this out of the way here, give you a quick rundown on the features, and then we'll show you what it looks like to set it up as the headlamp setting as well. So hold the button down, it's going to come on at the Moonlight setting. And then when you hold it down, it's going to scroll up low, medium, high, low, medium, high, low. Tap it, it'll go off. Just a quick note there, you hold it to come on at Moonlight, and then once it scrolls up to high, it's going to only drop down to low, not all the way to Moonlight. So there's low, medium, high. Double click for turbo, and then let me get the turbo. There we go, turbo, and then triple click for SOS. And it does not have a strobe feature, just the SOS feature. And this is going to run for 10 hours on SOS. It doesn't actually tell you what the lumen output is for SOS. And there's that. As you can see, as far as the clip, you got about, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch, maybe almost an inch as far as what's sticking out of your pocket. Nice knurling there on the side. And it does have the recharging cord that is magnetically attached like so. Got your USB, you plug that in. Comes with a lanyard. And then this is a cool little feature. It comes with this tiny little tool here. And this little tool is what you use to run the lanyard through these little holes here in order to get your lanyard set up. So I just think that's cool. It's such a hassle to try to get those through sometimes. So here's a way to do it. Now another feature of this is that it has a timer feature. So when the light is on, you're going to click twice, and on the second click, hold it down. All right. So when I do that and you hold it down, it's going to blink to let you know that the timer is on. So a single blink is going to be for 3 minutes, and then a double blink is going to be for the longer amount of time. So here we go. I'll click and then hold it down. So there's the single blink, click and hold it down. Now it's going to run for 9 minutes, and that means it will shut itself off automatically after that amount of time. All right, so I turned off some of the studio lights here so you could see the effect of the photosensitivity feature built into the Perrin. So let me just do this real quick. We turn the light on, you can see that it's on. Let me go to low, medium. This is the highest. Now what happens is when it gets really close to something, it's going to drop the light output down. So basically that it doesn't, fry whatever you're touching or hurt the light. Oh, watch this. Did you see it drop there? Let me do that again. So you can see it drop down. I'll do the same thing, pushing it down here to the mat. It starts to drop down, and then when you move away, it'll go back up. It also has a lockout feature, so you're basically going to click and hold this down, and then you see it comes on to Moonlight and then goes off. So that's a lockout feature. So if I bump it, it's just going to flash on quickly and then flash off. If I want to unlock it, I'm going to hold this down, and then eventually it'll come back on. So timer feature and lockout for this one as well. Here's a look at your headlamp setup. So what you're going to do for this is take off the clip, and then you're going to put this in here, and this has actually got a magnet in it. So when you put it in, you have this additional rubber strap that goes over the top, but you can see that it's going to fall out if you shake it too much. I'll show you here. So it will fall out, but it stays in place at least just to have a little bit more of a safety feature there. And then You're going to basically run that over and then hook it on in place, and you're good to go. When it is on your head, you can point it up and down. You can adjust it. We do have a strap that goes over the top and then 2 on the sides. No battery pack on the back because the battery is inside here. And I'll show you what that is real quick. It is an 18650. I think it's a 3600, 3500. So 18650, 3.6 volt, and 3500. And you do go in positive side down when you put the battery in there. And just to show you once it's in place. There we go. It's working again. So I'm going to put the clip back on. But before I do, I want to show you real quick here. You can probably see some of those scratches. Now, I'm not sure because if this is like the first run of these that they're going to deal with that, but it does definitely scratch your blue color off a little bit there. And I tried to kind of dust that off with my, sometimes you just get like a residue from the clip, but it looks like it's actually scratching the actual paint off. So for some people, they don't care about that, but if you do care, just want to give you a heads up. It'll definitely, I'm going to scratch it up just to show you. All for the sake of review here. So it's actually not scratching up as I move it, but when I slide it on, see if that does it at all. Yeah, it's definitely, yeah, it's going to scratch it up a little bit there. So just a heads up on that as far as your aesthetics. It's definitely going to scratch it up if you take the clip on and off a bunch. All right, guys, that's the rundown in the studio here. Let's take it out into the night and use it. Okay, we're outside now. We're going to test the light. The lumen output is going to go from 5 to 30, 120, 500, and then 2000. So here's 5. I'm shining it at the car, my red car, which is about 20 feet away. You can't really see a whole lot at this point, but just to show you that it is on. So there's 5. Let's go up to 30. So at 30, you still can't see a whole lot. Let's go up to 120. Now you're definitely starting to pick up the car. I would definitely say this thing floods, not really a hot center at all. Let's go to 500. Definitely could see the car now. Let's go up to 2000. So at the 2000, when I'm shining it at my car, I can see the end of the driveway all the way over to the first set of big trees. I'll point at it on the camera right there. And then when I'm shining it at the car here, I can see all the way down to the end of the driveway. We're looking at my back fence now, about 35 feet away. Here it is again at 5. Can't see anything on camera, but it is on there. Let's go up to 30. You can definitely see some of the path back to the fence. Here's 120. With the human eye, I can definitely make out that there's a fence in front of me. I can see totally fine here. 500. So obviously at 500, I can see just great. And then here's 2000. There's definitely an uptick from the 500 to the 2000, but I wouldn't say that it's a huge difference as far as what it looks like. You can definitely see more, and it's more light, but it's not overwhelmingly different. Let me show you the SOS now. All right, I'm back at about 65 feet from the fence. Let's just go through the different settings. 5, you can't see anything. 30, you can see a little bit of reflection there. 120. I could definitely walk around anywhere in the yard at this point with the 120 lumens. Here's 500. And now 2000. Now, I guess a lot of people would be using this out in the woods for hiking, backpacking, bushcrafting, stuff like that. So let me show you the different settings. Shining off into a pretty thick woods here that's, right in front of me. It's about 3 feet in front of me, 5 feet in front of me, and then goes off for quite a distance. Let me go through the different settings here. So there's 5, can't really see a whole lot. As far as what I can see here, I can probably see 10 feet into the woods. This is 30. 120, I could probably see 40 feet into the woods. 500. So let me go to 500 and then to 2000 so you can see the difference again. you're not going to be hiking for a long time with this at 2,000 lumens just because it's not going to burn that long. So here it is at 500. And yeah, I mean, I could definitely see 50, 60 feet back into the woods quite easily. So I would definitely use this as a headlamp if I was off hiking in woods, even thick woods like this. It's a little bit easier to see, obviously, because the snow is reflecting. That definitely helps a lot to reflect light back. But still, at 500, this is going to do a good job for you out in the woods. And absolutely a floodlight. Really, it's almost impossible, even when you shine it close, like right in front of you on the pavement next to me on my driveway. You really can't see like a hot center. It's just very even the whole way across. When you go up to that 2,000, you just see that the flood basically gets bigger. I'm going to go off about 80 feet and then shine this back so you can see the different settings, including the SOS. Here's a look at the light on my head when it's set up like a headlamp. So strap on this side, one over the top, and then obviously you can adjust it up and down as you see fit. And then obviously activation is just press the button on the end to turn it on and off, hold it down, moonlight setting, cycle through. Same way you'd use it if you were just using it in hand, but it's set up on your head now. So let's wrap up talking about this headlamp here. As is true with a lot of Olight flashlights, headlamps, whatever it is, as they new ones come out every year, they upgrade and give you more lumens, more output. This one, first thing I'll say is that if you don't like the convertible version, so it can be an EDC light and then also a headlamp, you want just a totally committed headlamp, then this is obviously not the one for you. If you don't mind it, I'll tell you that it's nice to me. It's nice to have both those features of like you can use it as a in-hand EDC light and also as a headlamp as well. You can carry this as your EDC light and then just carry the strap around in a bag, and then you've got your EDC light with you. You can always convert it really quickly, which is nice as far as weight, instead of carrying a headlamp and an EDC light separately. As far as functionality, I mean, this thing is definitely it's a flood. It's definitely meant to be a headlamp or an EDC light that's going to give you a lot of light in a general area as opposed to a hot center. Like I said, I really don't see much of a hot center at all. Like when you shine it on the ground right in front of you, you don't see the hot center and then the spill coming out from there. It's very balanced the whole way across. I did check on the Olight website. You can get it in black and you can also get it in this blue as well. Like I said, there is a difference between the 500 and the 2,000 lumen output on this headlamp, but if I just had 500 to use the whole time, I think that would still be a lot of light to to go hiking in the woods, to use fixing a car or something like that. Emergency light, absolutely. One thing to remember is that if you're going to use it as an EDC light and a headlamp as well, that you got to remember, don't lose your clip, because if you do, that's going to be a major bummer. So, find a place to store that thing so that when you're converting it from one to the other, you have a place where you're committed to keeping the clip, or when you have the clip on, you're committed to keeping the head strap. So I just dug around on the Olight website. Looks like the only other headlamp they have available is the H1R at this point. Maybe there's other ones I can't find, but currently the H1R is the only one I could find, and the max lumen output of that is 600. So you're getting over 3 times that with the max lumen output on this. So yeah, I mean, this is a new light. It's brand new from Olight. Let's hear your thoughts on it, your feedback. Tell me what you think about this style of headlamp versus just a committed headlamp that can't get converted into an EDC light. I'd love to hear your thoughts and feedback on that. Thanks as always for checking out the videos here on YouTube. Please subscribe to Everyday Tactical Vids if you haven't done so already. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, check us out on Instagram, Tumblr, and Vero as well. More videos coming soon. Take care.